Is welcome to the April 27th, 2021 Board of Selectmen's meeting. We have all the selectmen here. We have the town manager, the town clerk, the town planner. Please stand with me and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with justice for all.
I can't hear anybody. God damn it.
Uh-oh. We can hear that.
Can we hear everybody?
First order is the approval of April 13th minutes.
Make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Without further discussion, I'll go through the roll. Is Ed?
Yes.
Mark? Mark, are you there? No. Ken?
Yes.
Noah?
Yes.
I'll go to Mark one more time. Mark, can you hear me?
Mark wasn't at the last meeting,
And Ed wasn't there for the first.
Oh, that's right.
yeah, so
Okay.
Mark will have to abstain
All right,
anyway.
and I will vote
I
yes.
keep losing my audio.
There you are.
Okay, there you go,
He's
Mark.
on.
We hear you now, Mark. All right, so 4 yes and 1 abstention. Next we have a public comment. We have nothing listed for public comment. That brings us,
I think we lost Tom.
what's that?
I think somebody might have walked in.
Hello? Can you hear me? Uh-oh, we lost it again.
I know sometimes they have to
Hello?
undo the live stream.
Noah, can
Sometimes.
you hear me?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gone. Oh, there they are.
Okay.
What's she doing?
All right, we're back. All right, we have no first public comment. We do have a public hearing. It's the Kind Farms adult use marijuana storefront license. I imagine that's what Paul is here for. And James, if you could give us a little background here.
So Paul was recently approved for his license for the medical storefront, and now he's here for the adult use storefront. And it's the same process. We went out, we noticed the abutters again. I actually had one abutter call in to voice his support for the store. So that's really the only feedback that we've got. So again, same process. This license is all about the quickest way for us to ensure continued compliance. If we ever find that there's ongoing safety issues or nuisance issues, this is the way that we come up with to ensure that those are taken care of. So no issues with Paul. Good job, Paul.
Paul, could you just give us a little background and a little history and give us some information if you would?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've submitted most of our application to the state already. We're in what they would call the supplemental review phase, and this approval leads to an authorization form that needs to go to the Office of Marijuana Policy, and then they're going to review our materials and make edits and so on and so forth. And then they come down and schedule an inspection, and they look at our security system to make sure that we filled out our facility operating plans and security plans appropriately. We've been caregivers in Maine since 2016. We opened our first store, 357 Portland Street, probably about a year and a half ago. We just built this new store. We built it to look like the old store. The only reason that we built the new store was they changed the law sort of midstream that you couldn't sell medical and adult use out of the same building. So it kind of gave us no choice. So that's why you see the new building going up there. And that's what I'm doing here in front of you gentlemen today.
All right. Does anybody have any questions for Paul?
Hello.
Well, It is, you've had no problems with the medical storefront, Paul, that's been going on pretty steadily, so.
Yeah, no, we've had no issues whatsoever. It's really been it's been very smooth. I think that a lot of the pre-planning we did, especially concerning security, it's very prevalent and it's very obvious when you go on site.
Oh.
I think that that has probably helped us, in the eyes of the chief of police and such. But so far, it's been pretty smooth sailing. It's been a wonderful ride. We've really gotten to know the community. Especially those that live around us. They come in a lot. We still get mistaken for a farm stand every once in a while. Somebody comes looking for tomatoes. So maybe someday they'll let us sell tomatoes too. But yeah.
Okay. If there are no questions for Paul, I will call the public hearing to a close. And that fulfills your use there, Paul, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll continue down. We have no reports of committees. We do have an appointment. Is Ashton Cotton to the Board of Appeals for 3 years. James, could you fill us in a little bit?
Ashton's actually one of my classmates from Noble High School. He obviously lives in Berwick, and he's interested in learning how to get involved. And I think for meeting's sake, the Board of Appeals is the most important board that meets maybe once or twice a year to determine. It's one of the final steps for town members to make sure that either they can get variances or our decisions can be appealed. So I think I think it'd be great for the board, and we have some open seats.
I have no problem with it. If none of the other board members have any questions for James, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
We have a
I'll second.
A motion and a second. With no further discussion, I'll go through the roll. Is Ed?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Noah?
Yes.
And myself is a yes. Yeah, you can tell Ashton that he can start attending his meetings. Thank you, James.
Thank you.
That brings us to our town manager's report.
It's fairly quiet this time of year. We're just waiting for the budget to get passed in June. But I met with John, Cindy Smith, and Julie this morning in Gorham. They signed the credit enhancement agreement, so we'll move forward on that. They are still waiting on the DEP before they can get back in front of the planning board. Hopefully they'll do that in June and move their project forward. As everybody can see, they've got all their buildings down, and they just have to move it forward and clean up all the stuff they have. Wright Pierce has been in town the last couple of weeks, looking at the aquifer areas that's up along Rochester Street and Hubbard Road. They met with the landowners, and this week they're supposed to be in there with the geophysical experts. I don't know what they do, and then they'll decide where they want to bring the rigs in to start doing test wells. So I'm excited about that. The Blue Sort building, we're still waiting on Roger Clement and Mark Kahaya to close on that. It's been a bit of a drag out. We all know how it is to deal with Mark. He infrequently gets in touch with people. So we're hoping that is going to move forward sometime in the next couple of weeks. I know John Smith mentioned today that he spoke to Mark about possibly purchasing the building, and I know we have somebody else in town who's also interested. So hopefully that will get taken care of and they can see that developed. Tom and I met with MRI, Alan Gould, and Mike McGant on Monday, last Monday, and we had a real good conversation. about the search process. As I had said before, the pickings are somewhat slim. They don't have a lot of good candidates that they've seen coming through. But of course, we never know once they put the ad out. The ad should be out next week. So hopefully we start getting a response and we can start moving that forward. Public safety area, the MS4 engineer, Christy Rabaska, has been working with James and Jody, and there are some issues with some of the things there. So she did some soil water testing, which turned out much better than what we thought we might have going on there. So those tests were negative for what we were looking for. And she sent up a list of things that they have to work on, which is reseeding some areas and things like that, and getting the pond to work right. If you haven't been on the website, you can go to BCTV. You should take a look and see the third camera is up. And it's quite a fascinating view to see from the top of the clock tower. Otherwise, that's all I have.
Any questions?
Steve?
Yep.
Where are they looking for water in town?
Most of it's up on Rochester Street and Hubbard Road, right up near.
Rochester and Hubbard Road?
Yeah, that's Great Works Land Trust has a big piece, and they went over there, and they are real encouraged by that site. And then we have a few other people. I think we had a total of 8 people that they were going to talk to, and we got permission slips for them. All these people with contact information, and so they've obviously been talking to them. So I haven't heard anything on what they at this point what they're going to be doing. I have no idea what a geophysical scientist does, but I suppose I should Google it.
Hey,
But-
get a dowser out there with a dowsing rod, right?
Yeah. Otherwise, that's it. And Mark, I sent you an email today. John Smith, would like you to call him about some projects that he's got going. So, and you talked to him, I think. Oh no, you talked to MRI. I'm sorry. And MRI is looking for contact from Ed and Ken. And I told him I'd let you guys know, and you can contact him and talk to him. He's doing his homework.
Did you talk to Mike Magnet from MRI, Steve?
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, he's
Yeah. He's pretty sharp. He used to be the chief of police in Portsmouth.
Yep.
Then he was a town manager in Rye for a bunch of years, and then
Now he's doing this.
Yeah, now he's doing this, and he
tired now.
doesn't miss local government too much.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's very bright, very knowledgeable about what things that we should be looking for in a town manager, and
Oh, yeah.
I think we'll get the best candidates we can get, hopefully.
He's a good guy.
So, all right. All right, I will move on. Is Selectmen's Communications. I did have a phone call today from the developer of the solar farm over on Route 236. It's Zachary Gordon, I believe. They were hoping to energize the system either today or tomorrow. But he's also looking to do an open house there, and he wanted to invite the selectmen and the planning board and people like that there. He'll be getting back in touch with us in the next couple of weeks with a date and a time, I believe. So, that brings us to our accounts payable. We have a payroll warrant number 65 for April 22nd, 2021 for the amount of $69,969.53. We have an account payable warrant 67 for April 27th, 2021 for the amount of $193,808.61. We have a payroll warrant number 66 for April 29th, 2021 for the amount of— And we have a payroll warrant number 68 for April 29th, 2021, for the amount of $11,469.94. I will make a motion that we pay our bills. Do I have a second?
Second.
As I will go through the roll, is Ed,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Ken,
Yes.
Noah,
Yes.
and myself is a yes. So, under new business, we have to set the public hearing date for our June 8th, 2021 town election meeting. Is the town clerk recommends May 25th, 2021. If there are no questions, I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Oh, I got 3 seconds. Is, no further discussion, I'll go through the roll. Is Ed,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Ken,
Yes.
Noah,
Yes.
and myself is a yes. So, March 25th. And also under the new business, Patty brought me, it's a memorandum of understanding from the York Police Department. Do you know about this? It's Tim Town sent it over. It's a renewal of an existing one.
Yep.
Is they changed some wording from manpower to personnel and things like that. Patty said it doesn't need an official vote, we just need to sign it. So I'm just letting the rest of the selectmen know that will need to be taken care of.
Yeah,
Also.
I guess the chief in York is different now, so
Yeah.
he has to sign it as the chief.
So, all right. And that brings us to our abatements and supplementals. Is Karen, are you with us?
There she is.
Hi there.
Hi Karen, how are you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Not bad. It looks like we have 2 for the same property.
Correct. So it's a supplement for the same property. Basically, what happened was there was a data entry error in that the town of Berwick remained the property owner for fiscal year 2019 and 20, and also for the following year, 2021, when it should have been the property owner, Susan Siccotti. So because of that, we need to do the supplemental tax for both years. We can go back up to 3, but the error was only for these 2 years. In addition, the property owner submitted a homestead exemption application to the assessing office on May 9th, 2018. This application has been approved and it's effective for the fiscal year 2019-20 and will remain in effect for as long as the applicant owns this mobile home and it is her primary residence. So as a result of the homestead exemption, the assessed value is reduced by $25,000 from $35,500 to $10,500. Therefore, it's recommended that a supplemental tax be issued to Susan Siccotti in the amount of $184.07. So that's for fiscal year 2019-20. And would you like me to pause and take a
Yeah.
vote on that one?
Yes, we'll take a vote on that one. If there are no questions for Karen, I'll take a motion to accept.
So moved.
Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. With no further discussion, I'll go through the roll. Is Ed,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Ken,
Yes.
Noah,
Yes.
and myself is a yes. All right, Karen, the second one?
Second one is the same situation in that it's just for fiscal year 2020, 2021, I should say. So therefore, it's recommended that a supplemental tax be issued to Susan Sicotti in the amount of $203.28.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. With no further discussion, I'll go through the roll. Is Ed?
Yes.
Mark? Ken?
Yes.
Noah? And myself is a yes. Thank you, Karen.
I just want to point out that there are signatures that are needed on the warrants on both sides of the page. So,
Yes, yeah. Patty pointed that out to us. Thank you.
okay, great. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
So thank you.
All right. So that gets us down into, we have no second public comment. We don't have an executive session tonight, I was told.
Tom,
Yes?
could you guys vote on the license? I think the hearing was closed without a vote.
Oh, did we need to have a vote on it? Oh,
Yeah,
I thought it was just a public hearing.
hearing, but you can approve it tonight.
Okay.
Do we have any of the paperwork? Do you have the paperwork?
I don't believe I do have that paperwork. No, I don't. Is there a question you have on it, Ken, or?
No, I was just, because I hadn't seen it either, so I was just concerned, just because we didn't vote on it, it was gonna give us time to look at the paperwork, I thought, but,
It's actually just a very simple license that James creates, and I just attest that you approved the license.
Right. So,
okay.
So there really isn't any paperwork, it's just name, address, type of business. It's a very simple license.
yeah, the state of Maine handles all the rest of it. Correct, James?
Yeah, yeah, and he does submit as part of the application that I can, I probably should provide to you guys. It shows the articles of incorporation and all of that.
So-
That's, it's on file with the planning department.
Is,
Good.
do you need to see that, Ken, or?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. All right, if that case is, we'll reopen that public hearing, and I will ask for a motion to approve.
So moved.
We have a motion, do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. Is I will go through the roll. Is Ed?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Noah?
Yes.
And myself is yes. There you go. You're all approved now.
Thank you, gentlemen.
If there is no other business,
I have a couple of things I want.
okay, if-
James, can you talk about the earmark for the board that you heard from Pengree's office?
Absolutely. So earmarks were a thing that I think we're back in the Obama administration, and preceding that, where there are certain projects can be funded federally, and Office of Shelley Pingree asked all the municipalities to submit projects, and one of our projects was actually picked. So it's a pretty major milestone, and it's about $1 million transportation. It'd be a grant essentially for a lot of sidewalks and a lot of improvements to our core downtown area. So great
Awesome.
news, and our transportation group CAX is working hard for us, and there's a spotlight on us right now to pull together some of the grant funding and opportunities. So it's exciting.
And we hope to hear more.
right, yes.
Also, your next meeting, the superintendent of schools will be here to do a brief introduction or summary of their budget. And the Warren article, I think, is in your paperwork, but it looks like they're somewhere in the vicinity of 15 million for what our share is, and what number we were given was what we have to raise and appropriate is just over 6 million, which I have a couple of questions on that because last year it was over 8 million. So
Right.
I'm not sure why there's such a deduction, but she can answer those questions, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll take it if we can get it.
Yeah, I'll take that if we can get it, absolutely.
So,
So that's
Any-
all I had.
any other,
Nope.
any other things from the board? If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor, say aye. Have a good night, guys.
You're
Thank you.
You're on target there,
I'll see you in the
Patty.
morning, Patty.
Thank you. Bring
you
your two
tomorrow.
pens, lots of signatures.
Yeah, lots of signatures. Lots of them.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.